Sawadee krap, welcome to the Thaiger. Today I'm back at the headquarters in Bangkok just briefly before I fly over to the islands to catch some fresh air after a really smoggy Chiang Mai visit. Today we have the government's plans for the upcoming Songkran festival, the drowning of a Boy Scout, and plans to reopen islands for foreign tourism. Coming up in just a minute. In our first story, Thailand's public health minister says the government's COVID-19 task force will meet today to decide on what this year's Songkran celebrations will look like. While a ban on inter-provincial travel is not expected, the health minister says provincial governors will impose health screening protocols for people moving between provinces. The minister noted that COVID-19 vaccines have already arrived and everyone will get the vaccine. He wasn't questioned specifically what everyone actually meant. He said, quote, "I can confirm there will be enough vaccines for all. Vaccines won't be in short supply any longer. Vaccines from Sinovac have already arrived, and in the next few months, AstraZeneca vaccines produced in Thailand will be available at 10 million doses a month." The CCSA will also discuss a further easing of restrictions on international arrivals today. The mandatory quarantine period has already been reduced from 14 days to 10 or 7 in the case of vaccinated travelers, but immigration officials are still slow to adopt the new quarantine times. The Ministry of Justice has denied that there were any sinister motives behind the prison officers' late-night attempts to remove 3 detained protest leaders from their cells. Fellow detainee and human rights lawyer Anon Nampa claims the multiple attempts to remove the activists, the latest of which took place at 2 a.m., constituted intimidation. However, the ministry insists prison officers were attempting to take the activists for COVID-19 testing only at 2 a.m. in the morning. A spokesperson for the ministry accused the activists of refusing to be separated for testing, which he says is standard procedure following their transfer from Thonburi prison to Bangkok Remand Prison. He says COVID screening of all newly arrived prisoners is in accordance with guidelines from the CCSA since the discovery of a new cluster of infections in the Bang Khat district of the capital. Anon and other fellow protesters, suspicious about why COVID testing would be happening so late at night, managed to stop the attempted removal of the detainees. The spokesperson says the screening started at 11 p.m. due to how long it took officials to prepare the space and equipment needed. He went on to say that activists were not harmed in any way, as claimed by Anon. He defends the prison officers, saying they were just trying to follow procedures, and if there was a COVID outbreak due to improper screening, officials would have a riot on their hands. Following the incident, the protesters' lawyer again requested bail for the detained activists, but it was once again refused. Pattaya is holding a logistics forum next week, hoping to make the city a major technology and convention hub. Yes, we love our hubs here in Thailand. The forum will be held on March the 25th at the Amari Hotel, which will also feature an online format for those who can't attend. The event is being held by the Thailand Convention and Exhibition Bureau in an attempt to bring more business travelers to the tourist city. The idea of making Pattaya a tech and conference hub is due to the amount of large buildings that could, ideally, hold large groups of people. The area also features factories, ports, and the famous walking street, which saw around 10 million tourists per year before COVID hit. More projects are also being planned for the area, including monorails, high-speed rail trains, and an additional port for cruise ships and yachts. A lot of these have been in the pipeline for decades. Pattaya bars and business owners are hoping to hear news today that would potentially see Chonburi province being reduced to a green zone in terms of COVID-19 risks. The province is currently in a yellow zone, which is under strict control. But even if the province is downgraded, there is no guarantee that businesses would receive the green light to stay open past midnight. Officials in the northeastern province of Kalasin have launched an investigation into the drowning of a school student during a Boy Scout camp activity. The 15-year-old died on Tuesday after a teacher allegedly instructed him to dive into a pond. The activity was part of a mock war in which the teachers threw rocks at the Boy Scouts, who had to pretend they were bombs and jump into water to avoid them. It's thought the boy who could not swim was forced to join. The boy's stepfather and mother have accused the school of negligence in organizing the diving activity. They also say that there was no rescue equipment available to save their son, whom teachers didn't notice was missing initially. The boy was eventually missed at around 2 p.m., but a report was not filed with the police until 8 p.m. It took rescue divers 4 hours to locate the boy's body in the 3-meter-deep swamp. The Kalasin's Primary Education Area Office 2 has ordered a probe into teachers from the school in the Hue Meg district who were involved in organizing the camp activity. Krabi Airport is planning to double its passenger handling capacity with a third terminal expected to open by October, hopefully around the same time Thailand reopens its borders more fully to visitors and tourists. The construction is already well underway. A new runway is also being built. The Department of Aviation says the runway is expected to be completed on time and will increase the amount of aircraft that can arrive per hour from 8 to 24. The terminal is expected to hold around 3,000 people per hour, doubling its current capacity of 1,500. Now, along with a new terminal, officials say a new car park is being built, featuring space for 2,700 vehicles. The DOA says domestic flights are currently operating at airports in Nakhon Si Thammarat, Udon Thani, Ubon Ratchathani, Surat Thani, Khon Kaen, Krabi, Trang, Phitsanulok, Sakon Nakhon, Lampang, Nan, Nakhon Phanom, Loi, Lopburi, and Mae Sot. Meanwhile, tourism officials are working on what they're calling a sandbox, which is a new pilot program to reopen Phuket and other destinations by the Andaman Sea to foreign visitors. The sandbox is like the travel bubble idea and would allow quarantine-free travel to certain areas. Koh Samui is also joining the scheme, expected to reopen without the need to undergo quarantine for those vaccinated tourists. We captured this ominous sign when leaving Krabi Airport last weekend. Glad to say everyone arrived alive. And now let's hear from Tim with the weather reports.
Checking the air and weather around Thailand for the weekend. In Bangkok today, some quite unhealthy air. Same on Saturday and Sunday. Top temperatures of 26, could have some sunshine by Sunday. In Phuket, very unhealthy air down there today. A bit of a change for the southern island. Saturday and Sunday, the air conditions will improve. Temperatures around 29, humid and cloudy. In Thailand's northeast, we've got very unhealthy air there today. It's been a week of bad air for the northeastern region. Saturday and Sunday, the situation will improve slightly, quite hot, and some possibility of thunderstorms and showers, tops of 38. In Chiang Mai, 155 is the reading for today, measured as unhealthy air. Slightly improved over Saturday and Sunday, top temperatures of 40 degrees, cloudy tomorrow. Checking Phetchaburi in the mid-Gulf of Thailand, and we've got some unhealthy air quality there today, but it will improve over the weekend. Top temperatures of 33 and 32. Looks like there'll be some cloud around there on the weekend. And in Pattaya, we've got moderate air conditions today, much the same over the weekend. Cloudy with the temperatures around 32 on both days.
Thanks a lot, Tim. And with that, you're up to date on the news before the weekend. But I have a little announcement. So I've been making some videos reviewing condos in Bangkok on my own YouTube channel, and one of them is going to be published on the Thaiger channel. Link below in the description. Now, these are honest, unbiased reviews of condos from a consumer perspective where I just speak my mind. So I hope you enjoy, and let me know if you have any feedback. Have a great weekend, everyone. Sawadee krap.